Let's talk about dopamine, and then let's talk about some erection killing biochemicals. Okay, so this is another huge mistake I see guys make, is the dopamine. Okay, because a lot of guys now are savvy enough to know that dopamine is a really important part of erections. In that porn, if you don't know this, it's very important. Porn really spikes that dopamine, which makes it so much more difficult to get an erection when you're with a partner, right? They can't produce the same amount of dopamine that your brain has become accustomed to because of all the porn watching. Okay, so this is where it becomes a problem, right here in the receptors, okay, the dopamine receptors. So when you're watching porn, okay, a bunch of this dopamine gets released, huge amounts of it. And the more you watch it, the more you need, because when all this dopamine gets released, it just hammers those receptors. Okay, it weakens them. It makes them less sensitive to the dopamine. Okay, so if you're watching porn all the time, and I'm going to do a whole other class on porn. That's so important, the PIAI alpha inhibitor. But just quickly, you know, when you get accustomed to all that dopamine, and then you go in the bedroom, and even though your woman might be sexy, she's not producing dopamine at the same level you're used to it now, right? And even and so it becomes very difficult to get and maintain erections. Also, what I see a lot is guys that are too focused on the dopamine. Once again, it's the magic pill. It's the focusing on one thing, what I was talking about at the very beginning. So they do everything to decrease their dopamine. I can't tell you how many times I've had guys contact me who have gone through NoFap, which is no masturbation, but it basically means at the very least you're not watching porn. Okay, no porn, and they do it for 90 days, 120 days, sometimes way beyond that. And they're like, you know, things are worse. My erections are actually worse now. And they're really confused about that. And that's because they're only focused on that one thing. And as their body is readjusting to the dopamine, there's other things that they should be doing to get the erections going. Because once again, like I talked about the testicles shrinking, the penis does the same thing. It's called penile atrophy. If you're not getting erections, particularly the hardest of erections, those stage 4 erections, you start to lose the ability to get them all together. Okay, so these guys go on NoFap because with NoFap or going off of porn for a while, when you've been addicted for porn for a long time, which I was for decades, you go through what's called a flat line. You lose interest in sex, and you start to lose morning wood if you had it in the first place. So it becomes, you know, a problem if you extend that over time and you're not getting erections back, then you're losing it. But once again, it's use it or lose it. If you're never getting erections, you start to get penile atrophy. I worked with a client who lost over 2 inches in just a year and a half because he wasn't getting any erections. Well, anyway, that's one of the biggest issues I see with dopamine, is only focusing on dopamine, only cutting the porn out, and then not addressing the other aspects of the ecosystem. I'd say probably, especially when it comes to porn, it is the most important to address the rest part of the ecosystem, because your whole neurochemistry is changing, which is going to affect your erections. And if you don't do things to get the erections going during that time, you start to lose it. Like I said, use it or lose it. Okay, so let's go into the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system.
Hey man, I hope you got a ton out of this segment of the EBAI Erection Biochemicals Alpha Inhibitor video series, where we are diving deep into overcoming this insidious alpha inhibitor that is blocking our birthright of having natural, long-lasting, stage 4, rock-hard erections. If you'd like to get free access to the entire EBAI Erection Biochemicals Alpha Inhibitor video series, make sure you click the link in the description of this video to register for free access to all of these life-changing videos in this series, along with some other surprise bonuses. Also, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications bell so you get all of the future value-packed videos just like this that I will be releasing for you to help you be the best version of yourself and have natural, stage 4, rock-solid performance. I will see you tomorrow in the next EBAI Erection Biochemicals Alpha Inhibitor video.